Ziyu used money to buy Shred for two purposes. First, if spending money is effective, it's best to spend money on wire and directly. Second, if spending money has no effect, at least the situation of Shred can be determined through dialogue. Now, Ziyu has drawn several key clues from Shred's mouth through a set of speech skills designed by herself. First, ordinary people hear that a girl in her early 20s is capable of spending tens of millions or 100 million when she opens her mouth and shuts her mouth. They will definitely not believe her, but will only think that she is bluffing. But Shred does not doubt that she can get 5,000, 10,000, 80 million, even 100 million. This means that he knows who she am. It's easy to know that 100 million is easy for me, so he doesn't doubt what I say. From this, combined with Shred's previous behavior of talking on the phone and sending text messages, I can see that Shred must have been instructed to kidnap my mother and me. Second, people like Shred can never be good who abide by the agreement. If I say that I am willing to give him 100 million, he can choose to take my money, betray the original employer, or even take my money. Then I will turn my face with me. With his type of a gangster, it is impossible not to consider these two ways to get money. However, Shred didn't even think about these two methods. This proves that the original employer behind him is someone he never dared to offend. So, who exactly bought him and made him act in such a big show just to kidnap me and my mother? Thinking of this, Ziyu had no answer in her heart. She also wondered if her grandfather was dissatisfied with her mother, so he had to clean up this all? However, based on her understanding of Old Man Su, she felt that Old Man Su would not have murderous intent on her at least. She also wondered if it was her father who was unhappy with mother, but this was the same as the speculation just now. Whether it was her father or her grandfather, both her father and her grandfather had reasons to attack mother, but for neither of them it is possible to include her. Therefore, Ziyu also led herself into a dead end. Immediately afterwards, she thought, could it be my father or grandfather behind the scenes who asked Shred to kidnap my mother and me, but in fact he was only going to be disadvantageous to my mother? Thinking of this, Ziyu suddenly became extremely nervous, and thought to herself, if this is the case, then when Shred reveals his true colors, I must protect my mother. While Ziyu made a desperate effort to protect Leona, her heart was full of anger and despair towards the Su family. She couldn't figure out why the Su family would be so cruel to her mother. What she doesn't even understand is that this matter is obviously that the father is at fault first, so why want to kill mother? Is it because her mother came here to this city this time? At this time, Leona also guessed the whole thing. Deep down in her heart, she also had the same question. Zin can bear me and give birth to an illegitimate daughter outside, even unscrupulously bringing the illegitimate daughter to his side, and I have been married for so many years, and never betrayed him. I just wanted to get a divorce from him. Is he wrong or I am wrong? At this time, Shred didn't realize that he had accidentally leaked the secrets just now. At this time, he only hoped that the tunnel on the map would arrive sooner, so that he could solve all this. At the same time, a helicopter has left the urban area and hurried towards the mountainous area outside the city. On the plane, Isik was reporting to Charlie, "Master, the target is still 10 kilometers away from us in a straight line. Since their car can only travel in curves in the mountains, we should be able to catch up soon." Charlie nodded, and said, "I have one more question I don't understand." Isik hurriedly asked, "Master, what is the problem?" Charlie said, "I don't understand what Shred left behind. He made such a big move. I believe that although there are no police chasing after him, but every intersection ahead there should have been a police ambush. No matter how expensive the Rolls-Royce he drove, it was nothing more than a car. In this case, he could not escape even with his wings." Yes, Isik nodded and said in agreement, perhaps this gangster Shred didn't want to escape at all. He was originally a grade A wanted criminal. If he is caught, he will definitely be unable to escape, so it is better to live his own old man life, earn a settling allowance from the Sioux family for his wife, children, and grandchildren. Charlie smacked his lips. What you mean is that Shred has already reported his determination to die, and he is not ready to escape alive, right? Yes, Isaac said. I think this possibility is the greatest. Charlie shook his head and said, if he is really going to die, then he shouldn't have to spend such a big setback to perform such a play. He only needs to find an excuse and reason in the treasure pavilion and treat Leona as and just kill the hostages, so why bother to have a Rolls-Royce running here non-stop? Isaac thought for a while. Is he going to do a full set of drama? Is it necessary? Charlie said lightly. He will be dead soon, and there are going to be so many scenes before death. What's the point? If he just wants to confuse the audience and let everyone not suspect that the Sioux family is in the killing so many hostages in the pavilion, just a little bit of the muzzle can kill Leona, and everyone will not doubt it. Isaac asked, Master, what do you mean is that Shred has a way to escape? Charlie sneered, I'm still not sure whether Shred really has a way to escape, but what I can be sure of is that if it's the Sioux family who promised him the help to escape, then the Sioux family will not let him live. Isaac hurriedly asked, Master, if you say so, then the Sioux family must be ready to kill Shred. Yes. Charlie nodded lightly and said, I think from the perspective of the Sioux family's behavior, they will definitely avoid nights and dreams, so they will definitely solve Shred as soon as possible within a reasonable range. Isaac thought for a while, and said, the place that Sus family would choose should be this section of mountain road with no exit. Charlie gave a hum, and said, Speed up, lock them as soon as possible. Okay, Master. After another few minutes of flying by the helicopter, Isaac pointed to a black car on the road diagonally ahead and said, Master, lock that car. It's the black stretch car below. Charlie lowered his head and glanced, and he found Isaac's Rolls-Royce. However, due to the high altitude, the Rolls-Royce looked not even as big as a fingernail. At this time, Isaac asked him, Master, should we descend to catch up? Charlie waved his hand. No, so as not to startle the snake. Follow him from a distance to observe?